in electronics engineering, a very common pathway for students is to pursue their GATE and do an MTech at one of the IITs or NITs and get some sort of a good job in India. So did that thought ever cross your mind? Hi viewers, welcome to the podcast. So in this episode, we have with us Bhalchandra. Bhalchandra has completed his undergraduate education in electronics engineering from Mumbai University. He's flying this year in fall to TU Chemnitz for his master's in embedded systems. So we're going to understand from him what the application process to Germany looks like, why he chose TU Chemnitz, why he chose Germany in general, and he's going to share his interesting insights about the application journey. So welcome Bhalchandra. Congratulations on the admit. How are you doing?
Thank you for having me at the podcast. To be honest, I'm really excited about going to Germany and studying because for going to Germany for master's degree, it was my dream. Like it started in second year when I got to know about some microcontrollers and some sensors. Like the journey, I couldn't feel like it was like a different thing, like how software and hardware interact with each other and how the overall process builds to make a system alive. And I think that sparked the interest in me for embedded system.
Got it. So speaking about embedded systems, I want to go slightly deeper in this area. So, in electronics engineering, once you do your undergrad, you study a broad range of courses and you can choose to do your master's in different areas, embedded systems being one of them. So, could you also shed some light on what the other areas of electronics engineering are and why you chose embedded systems?
Yeah, like a person who is graduating from electronics engineering has a diverse option for a master's degree. Like one can go in VLSI, control systems, robotics, industrial automation, IIoT, and many other fields, which are also including interdisciplinary programming in AI, like within hardware or software. So it's like having a overall process in one thing and getting know about systems and how system actually works. A system is not an embedded system is a mix of hardware and software.
Yeah.
So for having a knowledge, you need to know a basic components about two other things like hardware, some basic components and software. So you really have to cope up with the things, and like I said earlier, like it sparked the interest. Like I had an interest in how hardware and software work together to make a system. So that's the reason why I was easily able to switch. Like in my second year, I made a project which was using a gesture control card. So it integrated both hardware and as well as coding for a little, not for a wide range, but for a short range. So it really helped me to understand the thing.
Got it. So Bhalchandra, tell me that, in electronics engineering, a very common pathway for students is to pursue their GATE and do an MTech at one of the IITs or NITs and, get some sort of a good job in India. So did that thought ever cross your mind?
Yeah, it crossed my mind. Like many of my friends have chosen that path. But for me, I was looking a bit different. Like I want a global perspective and working with professors and students from different backgrounds. Like I had a dream of working with universities and industries would collaborate closely. Like it would really help me to apply for how the things are actually turned, or how, like I earlier said, like software and hardware are the things which make embedded system. So making and working in that environment would have really, I thought it will really help me, not only as a student, but also as a global professional working in a global team.
No, I agree with you because, when I think about the research that's happening in chip design or in embedded systems, you take a look at any of the companies, NVIDIA, Qualcomm, AMD, all of them are situated abroad, right? So a lot of the research that is happening in these fields is actually happening abroad and not in India. So it does make sense from that point of view to probably pursue your master's abroad and, not in India. But then that brings me to my next related question, which is all these companies that are doing research in embedded systems, most of them are, I think, headquartered in the United States, right? So why did you then choose Germany? Like, didn't you ever feel that, okay, I should probably try it and go to the United States because that's where all these companies are?
Yeah, no doubt that US is having a power hub or house for semiconductors. But when it comes to embedded systems like industrial automation and IoT, Germany is a global leader because we all know that when it comes to some engineering legacy or some related to stuff related to making a complete automation, Germans are no doubt the better person as compared to others.
Right.
Because even they are having a thought like how a different they are having a different perspective, like how a system will be turned or generated in a different way. So for me, it was quite intimidating to go there. And even if you say why Germany, because Germany they offer high quality education and it's also pocket friendly to students. Like there are public universities where there is no tuition fee. You just have to pay a small amount of semester contribution and that's it. You're good to go. But there's one thing like you have to learn German because
Yeah,
though the program is in English,
correct.
you will be needing German for integrating into society
Correct.
and navigating your daily life better in Germany. Because even we know that English is a language which is spoken everywhere, but
Hmm.
in Germany there are quite some parts where you will find like they find their language to be superior.
Right.
So it's like a thing like you if you're going to their country, you can just learn a basic thing. No one is
When in
asking.
Rome, live like a Roman.
Yeah,
That sort of
that's
thing.
right. You don't have to learn a complete thing. Eventually, you will do
Correct.
because it's like any other skill. If you just doing it regularly, at the end you will get a grip on it. So it's that thing like you have to learn German, you have to do things, but it's not a difficult process. If you are willing to do it, you will be able to easily do it.
So if I'm not mistaken, there are 6 levels to any language.
Hmm.
So you have A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. So how far along this grading scale have you learned the German language?
For me, I have learned till A2.
Till A2.
Yeah.
And for all the viewers, if you could just tell them like how long does it take to prepare for German A1 and A2?
Like for me, it took around 2 to 3 months to get a grip on A1, like all the basic grammars, how the sentence structure is formed, and the other stuff. But for A2, it was like quite you will be learning more vocabulary, like how we speak in English, like a deep or a long sentence, you will be able to frame it in A2. For me, it took me around 4 or 5 months.
4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
Got it. And how did you learn the language? Like, did you learn it on your own, or did you join some sort of coaching class, or how did it work?
So I learned with Goethe Institute in
Goethe
Mumbai.
Institute.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's the official institute from which you learn. I think they conduct the certifications exams as well, right?
Yeah.
Got it. And you've taken both the A1 and the A2.
Yeah.
Are you preparing for the B1 right now? B1, B2?
For now, I'm not preparing, but I'm just learning or referencing books which are like for B1 because like I just completed A2 in May, and after that I got an admit in June. So for me, I gave a thought like I will be busy for other stuff like finding accommodation and the other things which are needed for a master's degree. For pursuing master's degree, which are the prerequisites. So I'm performing that at first, and then after landing in Germany, I have a plan to take a course of B1.
Got it. So, speaking about the application process to Germany, a lot of the documents are standardized like other countries. You have your SOPs, LORs, resume. But then Germany has these two weird documents in addition to all of that. You have the APS and you have the VPD. So the APS is basically a certificate that is issued by their consulate where they say that, okay, your university, which you've graduated from, is an authentic university. So could you tell the viewers how long this process takes? Because I somewhere feel that students underestimate how long or intricate the APS process is.
Yeah. So for now, it's like a thing like you will be getting it in around 6 months. APS
6 months.
Yeah.
So people need to plan that much in advance.
You need to plan that much because otherwise you will be like a cut to cut. Like you will be not be able to apply for universities in the particular intake you're passing out, and it will be going to the summer or might probably for the next fall.
Got it. And in addition to that, you also have the VPD, which is basically a conversion of your academic grades from the Indian grading system to the German grading system. So how long did getting your VPD take?
So for my course, as I have completed my bachelor's, for me VPD was not an option.
Okay, VPD, so you don't have to do that process yourself. Got it. And when it comes to applying to universities, typically students are juggling two things. They're juggling profile building along with applications, and maybe a third thing, you could say college. But in your case, there's an additional component of learning the German language, like you said. So you're juggling 4 different things. So how do you manage all of this without getting overwhelmed or stressed?
Like, it's a thing like if you have a will to do it, you will be able to.
Okay.
Like, for learning, at first, everyone will think like, basically, I would like to clear like German is not a language easy as compared to English and not other Indian language.
Yeah.
Like every sentence structure is different as compared to a grammar which we are taught from school.
Correct.
Like English grammar is different and German grammar is different.
Correct.
So you will have to start from zero again for starting to a language.
Right.
So that was like a barrier for me earlier, but now it's not.
Also, I think the issue with the German language, if you study it carefully, is the grammar is one issue. But I think the spellings are so different from English and the words are also so different. I mean, it's not like English and French. If you compare English and French, a lot of the words are similar. So French is technically an easier language to learn than German. So which is why my question that, okay, how do you do it? And your answer is like, you just power through it. But does it mean that you also had to sacrifice a few things? Like, did you have to sacrifice going out with friends in college, or did you have to sacrifice family functions or sacrifice your sleep? Was there that element involved?
Yeah, that was a quite hard for me because every weekend you have to get up and go for a German class. And weekends are like, it was really a big thing because my friends used to go out for a picnic. Even there was I just remember incident when there was a function in my family. I wasn't able to attend because I had classes.
Oh God, your family must have been upset.
Yeah.
Because in India, like you have to attend family function. If you don't
Yeah.
do that, people feel insulted.
So I will say it's a negative side of it, but if you want to really learn, like if you have a will, like you have to learn the German language. So I think it's worth to for the sacrifice.
Yeah. So, Bhalchandra, last question. A lot of people who are watching this podcast are seriously considering Germany as an option, especially because of whatever is going on with United States. You've done it now. You've gotten an admit from a good university, from one of the TUs. So, what would be your advice to anyone who's planning to apply to German universities this year or the next year?
So I would say, like, if you're planning to German universities, please plan at least a year before, because
Okay.
as I earlier said, there's a process of APS
Right.
which will be need to taking.
Right.
And if you're as most of the programs which are taught for meant for English international students are fully in English.
Correct.
So you will have to take one of the English courses they take, whether it's a TOEFLs or IELTS. So you have to prepare for that as well.
Right.
Yeah. And even some as I mentioned, like it's not requirement for the enrollment for the so during the enrollment for the application, but it's like it better if you start learning German as well, because learning German is not a thing like you will get a grip in 6 months. For some it will, but for ordinary students it won't be.
Got it.
Because initially you will be like scratching your head and thinking about what is going on, what this language is. But as long as you're consistent in it, you will get a grip of it. So for that, you will need to give some time for yourself.
Got it.
So it will be your first suggestion. And second suggestion would be start preparing your CV very carefully. Like you have to mention what you're doing, what are the certifications you're opting for, and the other stuffs. And even start working for the project. Start working for the applications in advance. Like you will have to even I would like to mention, like a year ago I started working on my profiles, like whether it's in LinkedIn or the, other social media platform. Like I started posting things about how means related to that
Related to your field.
related
embedded
my field,
systems.
yeah. So eventually when I started posting, like it's like a thing, like I started researching about it. So if you're fixed, like you have to do particular, like whether it's a hardware or software. So if you're having a goal, like you have to pursue this field and I have to plan a master's in this degree. So if you're learning about it or reading about it, you will get more knowledge about what are the courses you required and what are the curriculum you're looking for. Because I will suggest that don't go for rankings, go for the study curriculum, the research opportunity they are offering, and even the job opportunities after you complete your degree.
Got it. Got it.
So that are the overall things you will need to look at.
So that's a whole lot of good advice. I'm going to try to summarize it. So point number one is start early, at least a year in advance, especially because the APS process takes time. Second thing is start building your profile early. Whatever you're doing, probably post it on LinkedIn, which will be related to your field. Do projects related to your field, research work related to your field. Start researching German universities, but don't go only by the rankings. Also figure out what their curriculum is, whether their curriculum is aligned to your field, as well as what sort of internship and job opportunities or research opportunities they're offering based on what you're interested in.
Yeah.
So this is basically everything. And of course, start learning German also early, because learning that takes time and you need to have at least A2 level proficiency. Because even though your course might be in English, the internship opportunities won't come to you until and unless you know the German language.
Yeah.
So this is the sum and substance of your entire advice. Got it. So anyway, Bhalchandra, thanks for doing this. I'm sure that all your insights are going to be super useful to anyone who's planning to apply to German universities next fall, right? So thank you for tuning into this podcast, viewers. I hope you enjoyed this. We'll get more such episodes for you. We would appreciate it if you share this video to your friends for them to view, if you subscribe to our channel, and if you comment with your questions to either me or to Bhalchandra, we'll be more than happy to respond. Keep watching this podcast and see you in the next one.